Coming up tonight, the chairman of the FCC takes Leo on an electronic shopping spree. Plus, frag yourself a screensaver in today's LAN party. And Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo has a ton of new home and garden gadgets. It's Home Improvement 101. And it's live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco. Who else? The Screensavers!
Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton, and the audience,
they're going crazy.
We need more security.
That's right. And I'm Kevin Rose. Thanks for joining us on the Screensavers. This is the show that keeps you on the cutting, sometimes bleeding edge of technology. It's the Screensavers Goes to Washington Week.
And we've got the back team in the Band-Aids.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Great show for you. We go shopping with, actually, Leo went shopping for electronics in D.C. with the chairman of the FCC, Michael Powell. And we're going to be talking gadgets with Mad Magazine's GizWiz himself, Dick DiBartolo. And Sarah, of course, has cool treats for us.
Well, you know, we sort of alluded to me trying to be a little bit of a dark tipper myself. Today I'm going to show you how to make certain drives on your computer invisible. Any drive you wish, or even more than one if you so desire.
Nice.
Keep peeping Toms out of your stuff.
Or
nice. Did you see her Pro Linux?
Kevin's, as the case may be.
Did you see the Pro Linux shirt she's got on right there?
Yeah.
Look at the Linux. Isn't that cute?
I'm totally...
Hey, not too close, cameraman.
I think a cameraman
and you see, like, some piece of hair, like my toothpaste.
Can we get a lint roller? Lint roller for the talent, please.
And today is Thursday. That means it's time for the Screensavers LAN party.
Powered by NVIDIA.
Today we're playing one of the most popular game mods ever, Battlefield 1942 Desert Combat.
What a mod.
This 591 megawatt mod gives you modern weapons and vehicles like the M1A1 Abrams Howitzer, Humvee, Apache, A-10, F-14, F-15, and 16, and a ton more. Today on the Screensavers team, you will be playing against Dan No Foos Were Harm while playing this game, Heward. He's got our Rackspace servers fired up and ready to go. In seat number 2, you may remember him from Call for Help. It's the notorious R.O.G. Roger Chang. Roger! And from Fort Irwin, California, Brian Cochran. Also in our audience, from our audience, Ryan from Fort Hacacucha.
We're going to get some help on that.
Hacacucha. I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Hachuka.
Is it Hachuka?
Yes.
Funny spelling. Now let's start with the tech news that got it right today. Sarah has the first story.
I sure do. Yahoo is joining in on the battle against spyware. The new tool, conveniently named Anti-Spy, will scan for and remove malicious software, including spyware, from your computer. It's good news, folks. Yahoo's spyware removal tool is currently available as a public beta, and they've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible for those of us who are plagued by spyware. It's a lot of us. In addition to the beta launch of Anti-Spy, Yahoo is offering a forum to keep customers up to date on security issue related to spyware and other malware.
This is awesome.
Cool?
Yeah, I'm excited about this because I use the Google toolbar. I like it because it blocks little pop-ups.
The only problem is, like, I've seen your desktop, and like half of your browser window is covered by toolbars.
No, I don't have that.
That's what it's going to be.
I just have one toolbar.
There's going to be like 7 of them.
No, I don't run multiple toolbars, but I see what you're saying, though. A lot of people installed multiple toolbars.
You and I should come out with a toolbar.
What's that?
Well, you and I should come out with a toolbar.
Well, see, the only problem is, that's part of the problem. Everybody has a toolbar out there. You've seen a ton of different ones out there.
A lot of them are useless.
Well, a lot of them actually come with adware bundled in. They're like pop-up blocker, except for our ads, like in the disclaimer down below. And then you get random pop-ups. It's supposed to block them.
Right.
I trust Yahoo, and I trust Google. Yeah. So it's like...
I'm using both of them for my email, so I better trust them.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this, though, because if Google follows suit, that would be awesome to have anti-spyware.
Have you downloaded it yet?
No, have you?
No.
Yeah. So...
There could be a review in the future. Perhaps the T-Zipper would be so kind.
Yes, you should do that. It'd be fun.
What, make our own toolbar type of thing?
No, just do a Yahoo toolbar, like review it, show off what it can do.
I could do that. Why isn't it a next download of the day type of thing?
Sounds good.
All right, you ready for the next story?
Yes, indeed.
According to an antivirus expert over at Symantec, the 64-bit version of Microsoft Windows has been infected by its first known virus, affectionately called the Rugrat.
Aww.
Isn't that cute? So many viruses, folks. What to do? Oh, what was wrong with that little mouse? Can we see that again?
A virus.
He was wearing Howard Cosell's toupee.
That is awful.
Our Photoshop guy is...
little yellow ABC.
Poor little guy.
What's that Photoshop guy doing?
That's awesome.
He's smoking a lunch or something. I have no idea.
Little Rugrat. There's a lot of viruses going on, and I sense a poll coming on. You want to help me out, gentlemen?
Yes.
All right, do it.
Online poll question for you today.
Well, we should put this into context, right?
Okay.
IA64 is the virus, so it's essentially for the 8 of you that are out there running IA64 servers.
Like 10 of them.
Yeah, 10, 12, 15. It's not this home version of 64.
It's the Titanium 64-bit edition.
Yeah. So you still have a chance to write the first 64-bit home user virus
That would be
if you
cool.
want to. Which brought us to, there was this great article on Slate this morning where they basically did a sort of a modest proposal, a little sarcastic, like, what makes more sense? Do you kill murderers or do you kill people who write viruses in terms of which does more economic damage?
Right. He had some good arguments I heard. I didn't actually read it. You read the article.
Yeah, it's pretty funny stuff. It's worth checking out. It should be a link up on the website. But the end result is this question. Sarah?
What should we do with virus writers? A,
Kill them.
B,
Give them security jobs.
or C,
Put them in timeout in the corner.
I just need a good timeout. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Don't go to screensavers.com and don't forget to post your opinions in our talkback section. Everyone goes in there and talks about the poll. How exciting that is.
How exciting it is. We're excited.
Yes, indeed.
And if you have some particularly, venomous or happy or perky responses to that, you may even get them read in our G block.
Cool.
Thank you, Sarah.
I apologize to that poor rat.
I know.
Well, I'm sure it signed a release and it knew what it was getting into.
It knew what it was getting into.
Dustin joins us on the Tech TV Netcam Network. Where are you calling from, Dustin?
Littleton, Colorado.
Awesome.
Cool. How can we help you today?
Well, I have 512 megabytes in my built computer, and I'm looking to upgrade it.
Okay.
I'm on Crucial's site, and I'm looking at 512.
Uh-huh.
And there's 3 different kinds. It says one's unbuffered and non-parity.
Uh-huh.
Next one's just unbuffered, and the other one's registered. And I want to know what's the difference between the 3 and which one's better to buy.
Well, the short answer is you don't need the last 2, right? Because the memory, I assume you're probably running an AMD or a Pentium 4.
Pentium 4.
And did you build this, or did somebody build it for you?
It's a Dell, he said.
It's a Dell?
I built it.
You built
Oh,
it?
you did? I thought you said it was a Dell. Did you say anything about Dell, or did I just make that up out of nowhere?
Made it up out of nowhere.
I guess so.
Anyhow, Dustin, EEC, right? I mean,
Dell.
parity is an older kind of error detection.
Right.
Really unusual. It'll basically tell the system that there was a bit that was wrong. You should know about this. EEC is basically error detection and correction. And what it'll actually do is it'll notice that the information is wrong and fix it. It has the ability to fix it.
It's very common in servers. If you go to Dell's website
Yeah.
or something like that, you'll see it inside of servers. It'll say ECC RAM,
Right.
and that's the only type of memory it will take.
Yeah, but that's really unusual. I mean, in theory, some people run it at home because they have to have that accuracy, but you're never going to notice a difference.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is non-parity, non-EEC, just regular old non-parity RAM. So
Okay.
what kind of motherboard are you running, Dustin?
It's an Intel D845 DESV.
Is that using PC 2700 or 2100?
Yeah, 2700.
2700. Basically, if you just if you look up on Crucial.com, or do you want to look it up on this one, Crucial.com?
Yeah. That's
If you look up on Crucial.com, it should list PC 2700. And just use standard. You don't need ECC. You don't need parity. You're looking for regular non-parity RAM, Dustin. And it should be pretty cheap.
Crucial's normally pretty good at this. The reason that we like Crucial so much is that you can choose the motherboard that you have from a drop-down list there, and it will normally tell you exactly
Right.
what type of memory you should use.
But that's also if you bought, if you have a compact model 747LL4C.
They do specific motherboards too as
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah, you
Very
can
cool.
choose like Asus or ABIT or any of those. And but it's realized sometimes I don't know if they get it wrong or what the deal is, but they recommend the wrong type of memory. Like here's a good example. You can choose like ABIT here. Go to the next step. Choose a specific model motherboard that you have, and it will give you just the RAM that you need. Now, do you you love Mushkin memory?
Mushkin's pretty high. It's actually kind of cool. Mushkin sent this in to see if we wanted to test it. It's the new PC4000 DDR500 memory. But I think the best part about this is the
shipping.
packaging
Yeah,
it comes
that's cool.
in. So actually, we're going to flick this over to Robert Heron to benchmark it, see whether or not it makes any difference in overclocking some systems.
So good memory that he should look for. Crucial's good.
Crucial's
Mushkin.
good. Mushkin's good. I own a lot of Kingston memory. It's cheap. It
I
does
like
the job.
Kingston stuff.
Have you ever had it fail?
Well, you know what? Robert Heron said he hates Kingston now. He said he got a bunch of
Right.
sticks in. He had a lot of problems with them, and he's the guy that tests them in-house for us on our labs. And he said there's some problems with the more higher-end Kingston
Right.
stuff. Their general consumer stuff should probably
So all my
still be okay.
low-rent memory is no
Yeah, you'll be
problem.
fine.
If
You're
you're going
not
for high-end, like Crucial's good, Mushkin's good,
Yeah.
and there's one more I can't think of. Corsair.
yeah.
Yeah, Yoshi's yelling out of the background, which
Cool.
we should remember because they're local. So, Dustin, do we give you enough good ideas?
Yeah.
Do you know which kind of memory to buy?
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. Good luck, Dustin, with your upgrade. You're so watching the TV, dude.
What?
You're also going to get a TSS T-shirt for calling in on a webcam, as all web callers get
Very cool.
on the screensavers. We're just getting started. Sarah's going to use a little registry magic to hide hard drives that you don't want anybody to know about, like Kevin's secret hard drive. And after the break, FCC Chairman Michael Powell takes Leo shopping for electronics. It's all coming up when the screensavers continues.
We're continuing with the Screensavers Goes to Washington week here on the show, and while in D.C., the chairman of the FCC, Michael Powell, took Leo shopping for some cool electronics. Let's take a look.
It's happening all over the world, the digitalization of television, interactivity, on-demand television. It's got to be digital.
These used to be the big TVs that everybody wanted, and look at the price. I mean, $350.
Well, what's interesting, in this store alone, this is now only one aisle.
It's very confusing. There's just all these TVs. This one, why is this one bigger but $500 less than this one?
This one is enhanced television
Right.
at about 480 lines of resolution. That's high definition at 1,080 lines of resolution. And if you're looking at the wrong source, they'll look the same.
On the stuff they're feeding it right now, it looks exactly the same.
But some content, that TV would blow that TV away.
Right. All right, so let's take a look at digital video recorders. TiVo, of course, the brand name, but there's Replay and Dish. Everybody, all the cable companies are doing it. The thing I don't get is why isn't TiVo taken off? I mean, everybody who has one, it's got the best word of mouth of any product in the world.
Yeah, I think it's poised to take off, but I think one of the reasons is that it's such a paradigm shift as to what it does.
Right.
It's very hard to explain to someone who doesn't have it what it really is.
Were you the first person you knew to have a TiVo?
No, unfortunately, my father beat me. There's one technology he beat me on.
You got one first? Did he tell you?
He told me. That's where I first saw it.
We're in laptop row here. That's been a transformation. Well, every one of these, if you look, they're all Wi-Fi enabled. They'll have wireless
Wi-Fi.
networking. That's happened fast. That revolution is just
very, very fast.
Amazing.
If you look at the curve on that adoption, is one of the most aggressive in the history of all technology.
Really?
The speed with which it wasn't more than 2.5 years ago that a Wi-Fi chipset was $700 to $1,000. You've seen that driven down to practically
cheap enough that you could put it in.
Cheap enough that you just throw it in.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we were, started doing the Screensavers, we talked about, if you're going to open the walls or you're building a new house, make sure you put Cat 5 in there.
Oh yeah.
I was wrong. You don't say that anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting. We, to the country's credit, we wired all the schools in America with internet capability. If we did it again today, we wouldn't do it at all. We would wireless everything. Yeah.
So iPod accessories, MP3 players. That's another revolution. I mean, these portable music players.
I think this is a stunning breakthrough. I remember several years ago being in my front yard and having a neighbor who was a computer scientist yelling at me, "Listen to that music, that's off my computer," and I was shocked.
Whoa!
And it was the first place I'd ever heard anyone say the word MP3.
You were telling me this is a pretty good device.
Well, one of the things I love about this is a perfect example. So you have this device that holds 4,000 songs.
Right.
Now you're carrying your entire personal personal audio life, and you want to be able to hear it in different formats. Right. So I carry usually different plugs. I can plug in the speakers, plug into car stereos.
Right. Me too.
And I bought one of these recently as a way of traveling. It's really wonderful.
All right, I'm going to get one.
You got to get it while you're here.
You sold me on it. And it charges the thing and everything.
It charges it while it's in it, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's very cool.
I love it. I'm getting buying advice from the chairman of the FCC. I love that. Chairman Powell. You like this chair?
Oh, I do.
There is something about it, I have to say. It looks very comfortable. This is your home away from home, I think.
I think so.
You're big on voiceover on IP, I know.
We're very big on voiceover.
This is one of the companies that's doing it. Actually, probably the most successful ones right now.
Probably is. I mean, in many ways, this display tells the story, right? Imagine the way you've thought about telephone service for the last, the whole extent of your life, and certainly for the last 100 years. You wouldn't imagine it as something you come in and buy a box off the shelf in a store, go home and plug it onto broadband, and look, here's even some of their residential plans looking at, $35, $49 total, unlimited.
Unbelievable.
And that's it. I think this is the killer app that a lot of broadband's been waiting for. I think this is the paradigm shift for all of communications. Really going to break it open because voice and phone service have always been the driver of telecom policy, and if it's now data too, data is now going to surpass traditional analog is the way we look at policy.
I'm going to buy this.
You ought to get that.
Hey, if anything in this building, price is no object. G5 you could have anything in here. What would you take on?
Boy,
tough choice.
Can you take the building and all the
Yeah, really.
No. I think that right now, if money were no object, it's time to get an HD TV.
Yeah.
It's time to get a beautiful 42-inch, 50-inch.
What's your wife going to let you get? The plasma or the LCD?
See, flat screens are the best thing to happen to husbands everywhere because finally you can sell your wife on that picture frame over the mantle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
All right, let's go. I got to check out here.
All right, Leo.
If I spend any more time with you, I'm going wrong.
If you've missed any of the segments we've been airing this week, be sure to tune in next Tuesday, June 1st, for a special one-hour edition of our trip to Washington, D.C. We'll take you inside the FCC labs, the NSA, National Archives, Space Shuttle, and a couple extra segments we didn't even have time to fit in this week. But now, here's Sarah with some information for you.
That's right. If you haven't heard yet, the Tech TV Digital Digs Roadshow is heading to a town near you. More specifically, Atlanta, Georgia. That's next weekend. To come on out and meet Jessica Corbin, Adam Sussler, and Margaret Webb, two lovely ladies and one lovely gent, at the Lenox Square Mall on Saturday, June 5th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, June 6th from noon till 5. So that's not this Saturday and Sunday. It's the next one. Go there, meet them, say hello, kiss a baby. Now, don't go anywhere. Still to come on this show, the LAN party's heating up. We're going to check in on all the action. But up next, I'm going to get sneaky and show you how to make certain drives on your system invisible to everybody except to you when the screensavers continue.
From Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
How can we help you today?
Hey, I have a cable modem. I have a question. I was wondering if using something like a cable TV amplifier would help in download speeds.
No.
No, it's not going to help.
The short answer is no. What the amplifier is designed to do, right? If you're running a signal from one end of your 9,000-foot long mansion to the other, it's designed to boost the signal. Or more likely, if you run 4 or 5 splitters, sometimes as you split the signal, you lose a little of the push out of it. Use an amplifier to help pick.
So as far as the video side of things, but not the data that's running over the same cable.
It won't help the data at all. In fact, in some cases, it'll actually might even lower your speeds because I've been told this is something I've been told by people who've played around with cable modems is sometimes the amplifiers can actually slow down the signal because it messes with the signal a little bit. The veracity of that I cannot verify personally.
Now, Rick, as far as tweaking certain settings to getting it to run faster or testing your speed, one website that I know that we both like is broadbandreports.com. It's a great site that you can go to and compare with your neighbors how fast they're running, what type of prices they're paying, whether you're better off going with a different cable provider. They also have some free speed tests in there as well. Under the tests and tools section, you can actually do a speed test and some tweaks in there.
As a quick question, Rick, what kind of stuff is dogging you? Is just everything slow? Do web pages load slow? Is it downloads that are... I'm sorry?
Basically just downloads. I get about 180K a second.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's a lot faster than a lot of people I know will get. Are you downloading software and stuff like that?
Mostly MPEGs, like 500 megs.
Right. What do you use? Are you downloading them off of a peer-to-peer site or off of websites?
Website, like Easy News.
Man, I'm trying to wonder if a download accelerator would help
that.
Yeah,
the download accelerator might help, but that's still, that's not bad. 180K a second, that's what I get at home. It's probably right about what you get at home.
Yeah.
You have cable modem or DSL?
I have DSL, so I actually get a little slower than that.
Yeah,
what you might end up trying, you could try playing around with something like, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Download Accelerator Plus, which is it's still on here? Yes, it is. Look at that. And what that might do, you can see whether or not that'll download multiple streams simultaneously off of the website you're looking at. It might not help, or it could, effectively up your throughput by downloading multiple streams from the same website simultaneously.
Yeah.
Worth playing around with, Rick, because it's free. So speedbit.com for that if you want to try it.
Check out Broadband Reports if you really want to test out your speed from different servers as well.
Yeah,
Good
but
places.
the truth is you're almost always limited by the server at the other end, not the pipeline in between you and the server.
Thanks for the call, Rick. Now here is Sarah with a sneaky little Windows tip.
That's right. I'm sneaky and I'm devious, and today I'm going to show you how to also be sneaky and devious, or just really careful with your data by hiding drives on your computer. Now, you may have your computer partitioned in lots of different ways, but you might have a drive. What if you want to put a bunch of stuff on that and you just don't want anyone to know that it even exists? Let me show you what I'm talking about. I've got my computer open here, and if you look, I've got a floppy drive, a CD-RW drive, and a DVD drive. Well, where's my C drive? I don't have a C drive. I go, okay, well, let's just open Explorer. Maybe I'll see it that way. And I look, A, D, and E. I don't have a C drive. There's no C drive. What's going on? Well, if I just go to the run command, I can get to my C drive, right? All I have to do is open it up. It's there if I navigate specifically for it. But you don't see it in the typical ways that people look and see what's going on with your computer. The way that I did that is a registry edit. It's fun. It's a really fun, sneaky one, but you have to follow my directions specifically. So let's open it up. First, you're going to navigate to this key. It's down here on the bottom area of regedit. Don't worry, it's in my article. Current user, software, Microsoft Windows, current version, policies, Explorer. Once you get to the Explorer key, I want you to create a new D-word value called no drives. The way you would do that is just to right-click, new, D-word value, and then, as I've already done, I want you to name it no drives. You just do that by renaming it. Now, inside no drives, over on the right-hand side under data, you can see that I've got a value of 4 here. Now, the reason that is because if you look at my little cheat sheet in my article here, I have a decimal representation of all of my 26 alphabetical drives. A is 1, B is 2, C is 4, D is 8. You kind of get an exponential type of increasing values here. And I've just gone, so my C drive has a value of 4, okay? So all I have to do is go back to my registry editor and give my no drives value a value of 4. Now, when I go to modify it, you're going to right-click and hit modify. This is very important. What it will do by default is choose hexadecimal as a base. You want to make that decimal before you enter your number. So make sure that your base is chosen as decimal or it won't work because that's how my codes are in decimal format. Hexadecimal will give you something entirely different. So heed my warning. Once you've done that, all you have to do is restart your computer. This requires a restart. You can't just close your reg editor. You have to restart. And your drive will be invisible. Now, let's say you say, well, what about if I wanted my C and my F? That's fine, too. All you have to do is add the 2 drives together and use that as your decimal value. So, for example, if you wanted your C and your D, C is 4, D is 8, you would add a decimal value of 12. C and D would now be invisible. It is totally, it's just error-free. It's great. And if you want all of them invisible for who knows why you would want that, the value would be, well, let's see, 67,108,863. I don't know why you'd want that, but just to scare your friends or just make people think you don't have any drives on your computer anyway. It's fine. This is such an easy one. As long as you have your values right, you're in business. So for all the steps I just showed you and the whole decimal cheat sheet numbers for all the drives of the alphabet, just go to my Windows Tweak article at thescreensavers.com. I love being sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Isn't that fun? See, I have a drive on my computer at home that you don't know about.
Oh, I can find it out easy.
Oh.
Don't go anywhere. Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo will show off some of the handiest household gadgets from the National Hardware Show. And after the break, the Frag Fest is on. We'll check out our LAN party when the Screensavers continues. I'm Kevin Rose.
I'm Patrick Norton. Coming up in this half hour, we use a SWAT team to control the audience. Leo comes here to help you enjoy embedded movies in your web pages. And we're going to tell Steven how he can perfectly partition his hard drive next time he sets up a system. Today's Thursday.
It is indeed. That means it's time to check in with our LAN party.
That's right. Today we are playing Battlefield 1942 Desert Combat. This mod takes 1942 and updates all the weaponry and vehicles to the latest and greatest world powers have to offer. So now is your chance to frag a screensaver. Judging from our past experience, it's not going to be too hard to do that. Today on the Screensavers team, it's Dan. No foos were harmed while playing this game keyword. Who thought of that one? That's such a Brentano idea. And in scene number 2, of course, you remember him from Call for Help, notorious ROG Roger Chang. Hello, Roger.
Hey.
You know, Roger, I can't remember the last time you were on the Screensaver set. Where you been?
Actually next door.
Oh, Studio A.
Yes.
Keeping busy these days? You going to be in our LAN party more often?
Sure, if you guys will take me.
Yes, we'll take you. Absolutely. Done. Next, seat in the house from Fort Irwin, California, Staff Sergeant Brian Cochran. Nice to have you with us, Brian.
Thank you.
You doing a lot of desert combat in your spare time, or is this a first for you?
No, this is where we live, so.
Yeah, this is
what we do.
This is kind of your thing. And also from our audience, Ryan from Fort. Hopefully I won't butcher this. Huachuca.
Yeah.
I got the H-U-A. That's a Spanish thing. Arizona. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
Did you make the trip out just to play in the LAN party today?
Not entirely, but it's a definite plus.
That's good. I always ask the audience, did you come here just for the show all the way from Maine? And they'll go, no, but it's a nice plus. Anyway, they're having fun. We're going to check in later for the high scores. Back to you guys.
Sounds good. It's a Frag Fest over there.
Just vicious.
Bragging.
Thanks, Sarah.
Crazy.
There we are. We're going to be
Good.
showing our next caller, Steven, the perks on partitioning, whatever that means. And up next, Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo back from this year's National Hardware Show, and he's got some mad hardware gadgetry to show you. All coming up on the screensaver. Continue.
Our next guest is known as Mad Magazine's maddest writer. He's here to show us some of his latest gadgets and gizmos from this year's National Hardware Show. Via satellite from New York, the GizWiz Dick DiBartolo. Hey, Dick.
How you doing?
Whoa. Man, the audience loves
Boy,
you.
they are whipped up out there.
What's up?
Oh, well, we have some neat stuff here right from the hardware show, and it's also combined with the lawn and garden show, so we'll show you something there, too. This is from Zercon.
Okay.
This is called the Laser Vision Cube System. Now, what you do is you drop the cubes on this base. They will project a laser line, and it starts blinking because I just hit the table. When it stops blinking, it is absolutely level. So you can do a level line, a plumb line. You can project dots. It's really neat. You'll get one cube and the automatic leveling base for about $100.
Nice.
And that's going to be out in the next couple weeks.
Very cool.
This little guy is neat, Kevin. This is from Mastercraft. It's their 0-degree socket wrench. Now, every little turn that I do, this wrench...
That's really handy for nice little tight spaces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It locks in an arc of less than 1 degree, and a normal wrench takes about 5 degrees. So you're right. Under the sink or in any tight corner, this little guy's going to be great. This guy's called Thumbs Up Driver. Now, this is not going to be out till summer.
It's like a big pencil.
Exactly. What you do is you can put in, your screwdrivers, your slot drivers, and when they go to the top, they're automatically locked in place. So it's an easy way to carry 6 drivers with you.
Oh, nice. It's like one of those pins that you choose the different colors, but this time it's for a screwdriver.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
And you'll be able to change the bits, which has not been done before. It's going to be about $20, probably in the summer.
Nice.
This guy is neat. Going to stand it up here. This is called Washer Watcher. And I don't know if you've ever put clothes in clothes in your clothes washer and accidentally dropped something into the drain. I dropped the sock in the drain. When the washer went into the rinse cycle and threw all the water over, the drain was blocked. I flooded the floor.
Oh, I see. So does this sound an alarm or something? When
What you do, Kevin, is you take the washing machine plug out and plug it in here.
Okay.
Then the little sensor goes on the end of the discharge hose. If it senses water coming back up, it shuts the washing machine off.
Oh, nice.
And when it starts to drain, it turns your clothes washer back on again.
Very cool.
About $20. That's called Washer Watcher.
Nice.
Now this is Buzz Off Pal.
Buzz Off Pal.
Buzz Off, not Buzz Off Pal, just Buzz Off. And it's clothing with the insect repellent woven into the fabric.
Oh, nice. You got to model this for me. Put this on. Let me see what it looks like.
Okay. Well, this is the one to keep bugs away. I look like this is my Lawrence of Arabia look here. And they have pants with zip off, so the pants can be long pants. You can zip them off and make them into shorts. It also has built-in sun protection.
Now, if you wash it, doesn't it just come right off, though? I mean, is it going to wear off over time?
You know what? I was talking about that. Don't dry clean it because that will take the repellent out. You machine wash them, and so far through 25 machine washings, the insect repellent stays in there.
Oh, nice.
So that's really neat. That's from Ex Officio called Buzz Off. Now we're going to the garden section of the show. This is Wonder Soil, and it's only been available to the professional, but the people at the show are now bringing it down to the home version. And Kevin, what you do is you add water and make your own soil. So this little hockey puck thing makes this much soil. So this jar can make 10 pounds of soil. So instead of lugging those big bags of soil, you just add water to this and make instant soil.
Oh, so it's all compressed down. Is that good for indoor plants?
Yes. And they tell me that there are nutrients in it. Exactly. It's great potting soil.
Cool.
And our final guy, I love this. Now, if you go to their website isn't even up and running yet, but it's called Rain Gel. And this is what you do with Rain Gel. I'm going to pour. This is the gel is in the bottom of there. I'm going to pour water in it while we talk. So what you do is when you plant a new plant, you put some Rain Gel at the bottom of the pot. When you water the plant, the Rain Gel will absorb 100 times its own weight in water. It's starting to gel now. So that when you're away It's getting a little
Oh,
hard.
so it self-waters?
Exactly. This turns into a gel. Look at it. It's almost there. And I guess it's...
Oh, that's
Can you
awesome.
see how... So now you only have to water like every 7 to 10 days because now it's done. Look at this. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that'll work for me. I'm always killing plants. Like, you leave town for a weekend, they're dead.
What do you have, that orange thumb?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
So
much.
this is the bottom of the plant. The roots have a lot of moisture to drink up. Yeah, Rain Gel, as I said, their website isn't even up yet. It's an English product, and they're just importing it. The hardware was the first time. I love this demo. Look at this demo. Isn't that neat? And finally, we always say that there's a lot more stuff I didn't have time for. So it's on your website. It's on my website. And as ever, on my website...
Signed copy.
You can play What the Heck Is It? There's a gadget on there. You have to guess what it is. You can either guess the right answer or make up a very silly answer. And we pick 6 right answers, 6 silly answers, and send you the current issue of Mad Magazine. And I'll autograph the article I wrote in here and send it on to you.
Wow!
Very cool. So your website is gizwizbiz.com, right?
It absolutely is.
Very cool.
Okay, and I'm going to go back and get set to go out here because it's bug season in New York City.
Excellent. Thanks, Dick.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Get a complete list of Dick's picks along with other gadgets we don't have time to share. You can check out his article at thescreensavers.com. Now, coming up after the break, we'll show our next caller how to partition his hard drive. You're not going to want to miss that right after these messages.
Tomorrow's show, Roger Chang's filling in as co-host, and we're going to go behind the scenes to the FCC lab. Yoshi's going to show you how to build your own portable modding kit, and we pick our favorite O'Reilly textbooks. We're coming at you in our very next Geek Library, and that is all coming on tomorrow's edition of the Screensaver.
I'm taking a long weekend. I have to go to a wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Taking Sarah?
Yeah, we're going together. Yeah.
You getting married?
No,
Because of the
not
baby?
quite yet. Not baby first, then marriage.
No, nothing like that is happening. A friend of mine's getting married. We're going.
Bun in the oven.
No.
Bun in the oven.
No.
They'll be back on Monday. Steven joins us on the phone from Flint, Michigan. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Kevin.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Jinx.
What is
I
this?
just got a new 160 gigabyte hard drive.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I want to partition it, but I'd like some help with that. Like, I download a lot, like movies, MP3s, and games and stuff. And, so I was wondering, like, if I should have one partition for the operating system and then 2 partitions for all my downloads and stuff. And, also, like, I was thinking it would be good to be able to back up one partition to the other, so...
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a step back, right? Partitioning, great idea. Like if you're running Linux or another high-end operating system, you're probably going to have 4 or 5 partitions to handle different things that the operating system does. With Windows, right, one of the fundamental things I like to do is I like to put all my data on a separate partition for the operating system, so that if the operating system dies, if it crashes, if it's annoying me, if it's 4 o'clock on a Wednesday, I can just wipe out that partition, basically reinstall the operating system, or if it crashes, basically I can do whatever I want to that partition without hurting any of my data or my stored files.
The reason I do it is because I have so many MP3s. It's like I would hate to have to move those all off the computer, then reformat, do a fresh clean installation, and then move them all back. Why not just throw them on an extra partition?
Right.
So if you have a 150 gig drive, as far as breaking it up goes, I always normally go about 40 or 50 gigs for the main partition.
Like the operating system
is going to be on, and then everything else just for storage.
If you want to get really fancy, you can set up a separate partition for your big blank space where the swap file for Windows XP will go. If you want to specify the swap file location on the partition, in theory, your system should run a little faster. I still can't really see it.
I never even do that. Don't worry about it.
The thing about the other thing you mentioned is backing up from a partition to a partition.
Right.
A lot of software won't actually let you do that. A lot of backup software, they want you to back up to something else. And there's a reason they do that, primarily because one of the things you do when you're backing up is try to protect yourself from a crashed hard drive or a damaged hard drive. All it takes is a little tweaking in the master boot record, and your hard drive is a mess. So
I mean, you can't, if you hook it up as a slave, let's say he installs that new drive, you install Windows from scratch, you create the 2 partitions, he can always hook it up as a slave, drag and drop the files he wants over, not a problem.
Right. But he's saying, but are you talking about when you first install, Stephen, or are you talking like in the future, it's Wednesday, it's 3 p.m., it's my official backup time of the week, I'm going to back up everything to my Z partition?
Well, no, just in case, I don't know, in case something bad happens and I need to recover files or something, don't I need to have don't I have to recover to a different partition or something like that?
Well, the best way to do that is to back it up onto another hard drive, or to burn it to CD-ROM, or to burn it to a DV-ROM, and to store that at somebody else's house.
I always use Retrospect, that application we've used. We demoed a couple times on the show here. I just tell it to go to another hard drive. In this case, he could just use his old hard drive, format it, and tell Retrospect to dump all the information.
Well, Retrospect's not going to back it up to it. Will it back it up to a different partition on the same hard drive?
I don't know about the same hard drive. I was talking about his old hard drive. If he hooks it up as a slave.
Did you catch that, Steven?
Yep.
Okay.
And I was gonna use it as a USB, like external drive too. So does that make any difference, or the same stuff applies to that?
Oh well, if you're going to use it for if you have a hard drive in your system and you're going to use this USB external hard drive, you can absolutely back your main system files or your favorite files off the main hard drive to that external hard drive. That's no problem at all. And if you're not going to, I wouldn't install my operating system. On the, or I wouldn't try to do my C partition on the USB 2.0.
Get yourself an enclosure. You can buy an external enclosure for that old hard drive. It'll cost about $30-$40. Look online. Get USB 2.0 or the FireWire 400 or 800, and then you'll have that high transfer rate that you want.
Right. Put the big new fast hard drive inside the machine. Take the old, slower, smaller hard drive and put it outside the machine.
Thanks for the call, Steven.
Good stuff.
Now here is Leo with another tip.
Leo?
I'm mad as heck and I'm not going to take it anymore. This is a tip for webmasters out there. For some reason, nobody really seems to know how to do the embedding of multimedia, particularly QuickTime, properly. How many times you go to a page where there's a QuickTime movie and it doesn't quite work right? Well, one of the reasons is the Netscape QuickTime plugin doesn't work anymore. Microsoft's Internet Explorer no longer supports this old-style embedding for Netscape. It doesn't work right anymore. In fact, what will happen is your poor users in Windows are just going to be sent to another page to download a plugin. It won't be clear at all. Instead, for multimedia in general, and certainly for QuickTime, I strongly encourage you to use this object tag. You use it in conjunction with embed, but object will give you a much better result. Here is the example code, and you'll see it on our webpage. I use the class ID that's for QuickTime, and that's unique to every kind of multimedia element that has its own unique class ID. You see the code base here points to the QuickTime ActiveX plugin to make it easy for your users. They don't really have to go to a page. It'll install automatically. Some extra stuff in here about for instance, you can have it automatically launch the QuickTime player, things like that. But the key is using the object tag in addition to the embed tag to give your users the best result. Now, let's show you real quickly. I'm going to do it on a Mac, and of course on a Mac, it's going to work just fine. We have the embed test right here. It's going to work just fine because it already has QuickTime installed. This is the old style Netscape and then the new style ActiveX. Both of them work fine. You see I have a controller here. I can press play. And my QuickTime plays. This is actually a fun little clip that we did on the Screensaver some years ago, a rotoscope of me. But let me switch over to the Windows PC. And the same thing. Now, this Windows PC doesn't have QuickTime installed, and this is what you don't want. This is the old-style Netscape embed, and you see that broken link? You don't want your users to see that or have to go to another page. What you want is this wonderful dialogue that they're going to get that says, oh, do you want me to install QuickTime automatically? And, the standard Windows thing. And this is going to work so much better for your users. They're going to understand what's happening. They'll say, oh, great, you're just going to install it for me, and then I'll be able to see the plugin. It's really a much easier way to go. Highly recommended. In fact, ultimately, you're going to have to do this if you want to work with the real world. Make sure you use that object tag to embed your multimedia. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Leo. Now, Sarah has yet another sneaky tip to share with you.
Absolutely. Anonymity on peer-to-peer networks is extremely important, right? There are theories, hypotheses, and wives' tales about how to mask yourself from the recording industry's investigators. However, there's a new application in development that instead of trying to mask your identity online, blocks monitoring software altogether. Do you want to learn how it works? All about it. Go to thescreensavers.com/show notes for the link to this article you see right here. It's good reading. Now stay where you are, because next up, we're checking our inbox. We're going to see what you've emailed us, what's on your mind. You'll find out when the Screensavers connect. Come see the show in person. If you're going to be in the San Francisco Bay Area and you'd like to join the Screensavers live on the set, go to www.techtv.com/ticketline for information and to request tickets. Go there so we can see you here.
Let's take a look at the high scores from each round of our LAN party.
Powered by NVIDIA.
Anybody from our team? Anybody? No. What happened, guys? Dan?
We collectively suck.
That's cruel, man.
Congratulations to the high scores, and thanks to our audience members.
Well, they're perky and they're happy.
Yes. Having a good time.
It's a tough game.
It is a tough game.
And you know what? We get some cruel, unusual, nasty, creative, vicious people in our LAN parties, and we love each and every one of you for spanking them. If you didn't get to play this week, go to our website right now, register for next Thursday. Not that you or I would do any better. No.
It's that time again. Sarah?
Yes. I'm just looking through them now. The first one, this is a question for Patrick from Linda at Harris Stowe State College. Hi, Linda. Patrick, you interviewed an author with a long and impossible name who wrote a book about technology, right to privacy, homeland security. The book started out to be about file sharing, something like that. I can't remember what book it was.
Okay, if we got to home base, you'll see that the title of the book is The Anarchist in the Library. And yes, the professor in question does have a very large name, but we'll put the link up for the show notes. And there it is, The Anarchist in the Library. It's such a tough one. How the Clash Between Freedom and Control is Hacking the Real World and Crashing the System by Siva Vaidyanathan. It's a very nice guy.
Nice.
I had to run up and read it because it's like a long title. Basically, The Anarchist in the Library is the search you do on Amazon.
Cool.
Good book.
Okay, next one from Scott in Ricksford, Pennsylvania. When a phone's description says it's internet ready, does that mean I can access the regular internet like on a desktop computer? What's that all about?
Sometimes it does. This one said it was internet ready from Sprint. And they actually have a pretty easy system. I went out and bought one of these little dongles right here. And it hooks into your phone, and then you plug this in via USB. This is your little USB connector right here. And once you do that, you install some drivers, and it acts just like a dial-up connection. It's about the speed of a dial-up, too.
Yeah, you end up like dialing up, pound sign 777.
That's
it's actually much faster than most local dial-ups in a lot of cases.
I was using it out in D.C. when we didn't have any internet
ISDN speed. What's interesting, though, is if you're talking about accessing it on the phone yourself, you'll go nuts. Because you end up with, if you can access a real website, you end up with like 1/15 of the screen at a time. Do your homework and make them demonstrate it for you before you buy one, if you can.
Oh, this next one, I really wish Brentonen was here to answer it because it comes from Jim. Why is there a Sarah Cam on your website, but no Joshua Cam? Somebody would like to see what Joshua's doing, and his name is Jim.
Well,
sorry, Jim.
Looks like
maybe
we
we'll
need
get
to
that
install
working
a Joshua Cam.
Actually, ever since the incident, the Joshua Cam has been down.
He took it down.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, let's not. One more quick one. Recently, you guys talked about browsers that had pop-up blocking built in. My question is, what do you think about Firefox?
We told you about Firefox.
We love it.
Variation of Mozilla. I use Firefox on 3 different machines. I use Mozilla. I like Firefox better than Mozilla.
Built-in pop-up blocking.
Open source, secure, fast.
Nice
it's
download
just
manager.
delightful.
Yes, great download manager. Good
Some
point.
badly encoded ASP pages won't play on it, but that's not Mozilla's fault. That's actually
ActiveX stuff when it doesn't pop
the
up.
website's fault. So yell at them and make them fix it.
That is it for this edition of Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Patrick Norton. Thank you for joining us. We want to thank our guests, Dick DiBartolo and Michael Powell, and we're going to see you next time.
Have a good night, guys. Moochie Boochie Moochies.
There's only one award show for gamers, Euphoria. Where wondrous celebs, heavenly bands,